Okay, hey plumbers. Today we're going to talk about steel pipe and fittings. Okay, this is for your next project. What we have here is 3/4 inch pipe. Actually, these are nipples. You can buy these already threaded at this length. You can see the ID is 3/4 of an inch. Okay, whereas this one here, the ID is look at it's 1/2 an inch. Okay, so we have black steel pipe, we have galvanized steel pipe, there's also stainless steel pipe, but the main difference between these two, obviously galvanized has resistance to rust. Back in the day there used to be a lot of water supplies made out of galvanized, but because of the chemicals in there, obviously we don't use it anymore. But I'm still going to show you because we use it for industrial purposes. The fittings, this one I have in my hand here is a 3/4 inch 90. This is a 3/4 inch galvanized T. And this is a 3/4 inch malleable T. The main difference between these two, actually there's two differences. The main one is this is cast. So it's cast material, whereas this one is malleable. It's like forged. So it's a lot stronger, it's a lot more forgiving. This one we can use for natural gas, whereas this one we cannot. Because it's cast, there's potential that there could be some contaminants in here, a little sand hole or something, and it's very brittle, so we can never use this one for natural gas. Okay, now when you got your fittings, we have thread engagement. If you can see here, if you can see on this fitting that there is a taper, meaning it's a little bit thicker here as it is here, because the threads are cut in. So there's a taper here, and then on the fitting, if you can see on the inside of the fitting, is also a taper. So the way that these fittings, like the pipe and the fittings, seal is on interference. Okay, so when you screw them in, the thing that makes this seal is the threads on the pipe and on the fitting threading in together, and then they're getting tight and squeezing. They're interfering with each other. That's what makes the seal. Okay, that's how it's been done for years and years. Now, what we use and what you most likely have heard of is Teflon tapes, and let's call it pipe sealant. Everyone calls it dope. This one here is the Pro Dope. Okay, one thing you must keep in mind if you're working on natural gas as plumbers, if you get your natural gas ticket, the type of dope you must use is gas approved. Okay, there's all kinds of different dopes out there, but you need to use something that's approved for the circumstance. Okay, same thing with the T-tapes, Teflon tapes. This white stuff is very thin, it's cheap, it's plenty available, it works, but for natural gas, you got to use the orange tape. I don't know if you can see here. It's ULC approved, and if you read on the really fine prints, for natural gas. So in Canada, you have to use this one. If you're going to use a T-tape, you have to use this one that's ULC approved for natural gas. And there's another one out there that's yellow that can also be used. But remember, it's got to be for natural gas. Okay? So basically what we do is we get the T-tape. You hold the tape like this. It's very simple. It may seem silly, but you put your middle finger through the hole. Tape is hanging on the bottom. You have your pipe, because we're using right hand threads. You hold it here in your left hand, tape on top. You spin it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the white tape, that's perfect. You want to get all the threads, but you don't want to get it inside the pipe. Okay? Because this is thin, we use 5. The orange, much thicker. We go 1, 2. That's plenty. Okay? See, it fills in the grooves. You can see this one fills in the threads a little bit more than the white. Okay, and that's how it goes. Now, to check your thread engagement, there's a factory made nipple, obviously factory made fitting. A good depth of thread. You get 3 turns. Okay, you go 1, 2, 3. That is perfect. Okay, so then once you put on your pipe some T-tape, it makes it a lot more slippery. Okay, so that you can torque in the pipe a lot more and get more thread engagement and interference. So you got, let's say, instead of having, let's say, 4 threads in there, you might have 5.5, even 6. So you got 6 threads in there squeezing against each other, giving you the seal. Okay, so that's basically it. Now for measuring, okay, there's ways you can calculate to the 16th of an inch. You know, I think thread engagement of a 3/4 pipe into a 3/4 fitting is something like, I don't know, 13/16, I believe. But in the industry, in the world, we round it off to 3/4 of an inch. Okay, if you look here, center to center, we're at about, what's that, inch and 3/8. Okay, for your center measurement, just take off 3/4. Okay, so let's say your pipe on your drawing is end to center 6 inch. So you're gonna cut, let's say 6 inch. Your center is 3/4. So you're gonna cut a piece 5 1/4. Okay, and that should give you your end to center measurement. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to show you in the next video how to use our threading machine. Okay? See you in a bit.